everyone, I'm here with the weekly astrology weather report. So we do have a bit of busier week. Last week was relatively quiet, although we did have a full moon. This week we have two planets changing signs. That's the headline for this week. We have Mercury moving into the sign of Sagittarius, and we have Venus, which is in retrograde, moving backwards from the sign of Scorpio back into the sign of Libra. So let's take a look at the Oracle of the Radiant Sun cards. I have heard that this deck is being reprinted. It was out of print, but I think there's been enough interest that they have decided to reprint it for those of you who might be interested in this particular deck. So we have Mercury in Sagittarius. So we're going from extremism, people communicating in very intense ways over the past while, and I think we've all seen that there's been a lot of very sort of intense rhetoric going on. I think in the larger media, in the world, a lot of extremes sort of on both sides, and now it's more of the energy we're moving into communication-wise, because Mercury rules communication and travel, is a sense of discovery. So I encourage you to use the Mercury energy as it moves into Sagittarius as a time to ask questions, a time to explore things, to talk to others, to be curious about things, and to explore the wider world, to investigate things. Sagittarius is a sign that's very adventurous, it's very active. It's a sign that is likes to explore things. It's a sign that definitely likes the big picture. So this is a great time over the next month to really explore some of these ideas, to communicate about them, to read about them, to talk about them with others. So that's the energy that we're kind of moving into, and that is happening on Tuesday, October 30th at 11:38 p.m. So depending where you are, all times are in Central Time. It might be Tuesday night or Wednesday morning, depending where you are, that switches signs. And then we have Venus moving backwards from Scorpio into Libra. So when she's in Scorpio, she's a little more intense. She rules relationships, aesthetics, beauty, art. And so as in Scorpio, there's lots of energy around sexuality. Again, a very intense sign. The card for this is Secrets, which I think is a bit of a negative card for this, but I see Venus and Scorpio as being kind of like she's dressed up like a dominatrix, and she's like not taking no shit kind of thing, and women aren't taking any crap, and the feminine isn't taking any crap. When she moves into Libra, she becomes a little more conciliatory. She's much happier in that sign. It's interesting, this one also I think is a little bit of a negative spin because it says indecision. But I think Venus in Libra is more about being in harmony with others and trying to make things beautiful, make things nice. It's about fairness as well, wanting that balance, wanting that equality. So those issues kind of come up in our relationships as well. But on the bright side, we want to work with others, but sometimes we compromise ourselves too much in an effort to not rock the boat. Now, Venus is moving backwards, and I think it's November, I want to say November, somewhere in the first or second week, she starts moving forward again. So she's going to go back into Scorpio. So this is just like a small trip back into Libra as she moves backwards this week. But that is happening on Wednesday, October 31st at 2:42 p.m. Central Time. So those are the two big things that you may feel a shift in energy with this week. But let's get to the day-to-day stuff. So Monday we start the week with the moon in Cancer, its own sign. We want to be at home and be homey and kind of, be domestic and nurture ourselves and nurture others. And so it's a very kind of nurturing day that we start off the week with. We also have Mercury making a conjunction where it's together in the sky with Jupiter, the planet of expansion. That's at 6:05 a.m. on Monday, October 29th. So that's a time where we may get some good news. It's a good time to study. It's a good time to expand our minds in some ways. So there's good communication on that day. On Tuesday, we have a void moon, but it's not to 9:31 p.m. And then the moon moves into Leo a few minutes later at 9:42 p.m. So most of the day, the moon remains in gentle Cancer. And then we have Mercury that same day moving into the sign of Sagittarius. And we have Jupiter making a sextile with Pallas Athena. So that's a good time to expand our mind, to expand our ideas. Maybe some of the good news that you received on Monday, you may want to figure out on Tuesday how to integrate that a little bit more, because it's expanding you, it's opening you up to new things, and figure out, am I biting off more than I can chew? What's going on here? So it's a good day to kind of expand and digest things and think about things on Tuesday. Wednesday's a busy day. We have a last quarter moon at 11:40 p.m. on Wednesday, October 31st, which is Halloween or Samhain, as you may or may not celebrate. So we spend most of the day with the moon in the sign of Leo. So this is a great Halloween to get out and enjoy yourself, be out there, be creative, perform. Good time to put on a costume and have some fun that day. Mercury makes a square though with Chiron that day, so a button of ours might get pushed, and it's an opportunity for us to heal something or to see where we may be wounded, and it may be over something someone says, because this is in the sign of Mercury. So some communication, some piece of news kind of pushes our buttons a little bit on Wednesday. We also have that day Venus moving into the sign of Libra, and Venus is opposite Uranus that day as well. So there may be impulsiveness going on in relationships. That may be people getting together with people you would never think they would get together with. That can sometimes happen on that sign. And there may be surprises within our relationships, or we may hear something that may surprise us about someone, or a loved one may have something surprising happen. So there's might be surprising news going on Wednesday. We also have Jupiter making a trine with Chiron. So if a button of ours is pushed on that day, it is really asking us to open up and to explore why that was pushed, and to expand our ideas about ourselves and about the world around us. So the things that are happening this week are really pushing us to grow and to examine ourselves in new ways. Seeing if there's anything else. No. Thursday we have a void moon 11:32 p.m. So we have most of the day, again, the moon is in Leo, so again, we're more outgoing, expressive, we might be more prone to exaggeration or being dramatic. We have Jupiter is opposite of Juno that day as well. So we're asked to kind of expand in our relationships. There may be something that a partner brings to us, perhaps something surprising or something that happened the day before, that asks us to kind of expand our relationship and open up those lines of communication, and to really talk about how we can adjust for other people and adjust our relationships. We also have some other asteroid activity going on that day. We have Athena is opposite of Chiron, and also trining Juno as well. So there may be challenges that come up asking us to look at healing some aspects that may be coming up in our relationships. For example, let's say you heard some news earlier in the week that kind of pushed some buttons for you, and you're examining why. You might want to go to your partner and talk about that, and talk about what that means for you in your relationship. Or they may come to you with something that says, hey, this has been really bothering me, or this thing happened and it's really upsetting me. And so it's really asking you to communicate well with your partner on that particular day, and to really look at issues that are surrounding those things. Now, conversely, if you're not in a relationship, there may be stuff that comes up that triggers issues about previous relationships, or even, you might be like, oh, why are they in a relationship and I'm not? So a lot of issues around relationships and healing are coming up over the week as well. We also have Juno making a sextile with Chiron. So again, a partner may be reaching out to you for, some sympathy or empathy, either one or both, or asking for some help in some way on Thursday. Friday, we have the moon moving into Virgo at 12:48 a.m. So, Friday we're a little more like getting down to work, details. We had some fun Wednesday, Thursday with the whole Halloween thing. And then, on Friday we're like kind of getting down to work with details, getting little chores done, running errands, looking at details of things. Virgo is very good at looking at details. And I think that's the only aspect for Friday. Saturday, moon remains in Virgo all day, so great day for getting some stuff done. And then Sunday we have a void moon at 1:26 a.m. and then the moon moves into Libra at 3:01 a.m. So we're feeling, Friday, Saturday are the days where we're getting work done. And then Sunday, we're a little more relaxed and probably getting together with people, probably on a more one-on-one type basis. And we want to be a little more harmonious and quiet. So really it is, midweek that tends to be a little bit busier with energy for us as well. So a lot of issues coming up around relationships and healing and how to, and maybe some surprises coming up, and we're asked to sort of expand and change our minds about things, or how to integrate those ideas into our life right now. So, it seems like a bit of an emotional week in some ways, but it's also a week that promises to be fun as well. Monday, Tuesday, good times to stay home. Wednesday, Thursday are the good days to kind of go out and then get work done on Friday and Saturday. So that's what I'm seeing for this week. Let me know, how your week goes. If you have any questions or comments, of course, put them down below. If you're interested in getting your own astrology chart done, you can go to my Etsy shop as well. And as always, like, subscribe, and peace, love,